I'm Morgan from Pack Hacker, and in this video we're taking a look at the Timbuk2 Foundry Pack, which I've been testing for 2 weeks. If you find this video helpful, hit subscribe so that we can continue making content that helps you travel smarter. Let's jump in. So, taking a look at the external materials of this bag, the outside is made from a waxed canvas, which feels very durable, super protective, and then it also has leather accents, which give it like a really nice aesthetic. And then it also incorporates metal hardware. So like here on the strap for the adjusters, the zippers are like YKK. There's one zipper right here, and then for the water bottle pocket. And then the branding is also pretty minimal, right, with the Timbuk2 logo here. And then here's like another leather accent. And then there's some as well, just kind of here at the end of the straps. And then another little logo with Timbuk2 and a metal piece is a bottle opener on the shoulder strap, which I'll get into in a second. Overall, it feels very protective, and this material definitely feels like it'll last a while. You can kind of see like it has its own unique aesthetic to it, where like when we first got this, it was like nice and clean, but over time it kind of develops a little bit of character, not dissimilar to like a leather wallet that starts to get broken in basically. And you can kind of see that on like the leather as well. So that's like a nice aesthetic to it, where each kind of develops its own unique aesthetic and character. Also, one thing that I wanted to mention is the material does tend to pick up hair quite easily. You can pick it off or use a lint roller, but that is something to keep in mind, especially if you have like pets. The grab handle on the top is just simple webbing. It's not the most comfortable, but it definitely will do in a pinch. And then the shoulder straps on the back, they attach via the same webbing as the grab handle, and they kind of give you a nice amount of flexibility so that you can kind of move the shoulder straps and position them as comfortably as you'd like. These shoulder straps are also very densely padded, which makes them pretty comfortable. And then on this shoulder strap, you can kind of see it has their the iconic hex-shaped bottle opener, which is like a nice little addition to the shoulder straps. But other than that, they're pretty minimal. They also have strap keepers just for like slack management, which is nice. And then on the back panel, there's no like air or ventilation, so that's something to keep in mind, especially in warmer climates. And then the luggage pass-through also doubles as a potential pocket. And so there's a zipper at the bottom where you can slip this over a piece of luggage. So this is what it looks like on. It's pretty comfortable. It's not like a huge footprint on the back, but like I said, it's nice in that the straps allow it to kind of move and rotate to fit individual shoulders. And so I found it to be pretty comfortable even when I had like a lot of gear inside of it. One of the downsides though, I will say, is this metal hardware here. It's a lot easier to tighten than it is to loosen basically. And so like to loosen, I often have to like use two hands to kind of feed the strap back through the metal hardware. So in its simplicity, it looks really nice. And to tighten it, for some reason, it's so much easier. Like I can do it one-handed and it's just super smooth, but to loosen it, that's when it is a little bit of an issue. Taking a look inside of some of the compartments, on the front here, it's a little bit hidden, which is pretty cool. It's a front pocket that takes up basically the full area right here. So it's got like a nice amount of space in it. And then inside, it's just kind of like a spacious area to keep everyday essentials and stuff like that. But there is a very nice long key leash, which I never had any issues like getting this out and using the unlocking like my door with the key leash or with my keys attached to the leash. And it's on a simple carabiner and it works pretty standard. But I like that the length of this is nice and long so that I don't have to detach the keys if I don't want to. That just goes in here, and then inside I have just like stuff that I usually always keep on me, like gum, hand sanitizer, and lip balm. And then you can kind of see this, it's like a nice little accent. You can clip things onto it if you so like. I never found myself using this. It kind of is just like a nice aesthetic piece. Didn't really find myself wanting to attach anything like on the outside of this bag. On the side is a water bottle pocket, and this is a 24-ounce Owala free sip, which fits nicely in here. And this water bottle pocket zips up like so. It's a little stiff, but that's just because of the gusset getting caught in the zipper. And you can also use this as like a little pocket as well, because there's like a little bit of space in this compartment right here. So that doubles as like another area. One thing that I did notice is whenever I would put my water bottle in, I can hear the teeth of the zipper scraping up against the water bottle, which not a huge issue. And with this one, there may be like a scratch or two on it, but nothing too bad. On the other side is a slip pocket, and it's very small, not the most spacious. And so like I would slip like a pair of AirPods in here while I had them into my ear. You can kind of see like that. There's no stretch to this pocket at all. So also trying to get the AirPods, because they drop all the way down to the bottom, was kind of challenging because I have like bigger hands, but I was able to get it out even though it was a little bit difficult. So that's definitely something to keep in mind. And then on the back, there are two more pockets, which I really liked about this bag. The first just kind of being a fairly large rear pocket that comes all the way down to the bottom. So this was really good for like magazines, books. I have just like a notebook in there. And because it's up against your back, it feels very secure. And then the luggage pass-through also doubles as a pocket as well. And so when not using it for travel and slipping it on top of luggage, you just zip this zipper down here, and then there's an additional zipper on top. And this functions as like another slip pocket. And it's got a little bit more secure access since it's, like I said, on the back, so it's always up against you, kind of like a nice little security feature. And it spans basically this whole length, basically. And so I really like that. Now, flipping it over and looking at the main compartment, the front is, or the top is top loading, and it features this magnetic closure where all you have to do is pull down and outward a little bit. And I thought that this was like a really nice feature. As you can see, it works really well in like laying down like this. You just kind of position them and you can kind of hear them snap into place, and it's super secure. I've never had any issues with it coming undone. The only downside I will say is that, especially when full, getting the magnets to align with the second pair of magnets did prove a little bit difficult. And especially when I would have it like up like this, it doesn't always secure. So there was like a little bit of like finessing in order to get them to actually stick. And then especially when full, with it kind of protruded out like that, it definitely required a little bit more intentionality with making sure that they properly like attached, especially when I was like out. And then you can kind of see it's got a nice amount of space in here with a little bit of organization. And so in here I just have a tech pouch, a portable charger, an SD card case, and wallet. And then you can kind of see it's like a nice space for a bunch of other stuff. And then here I have a little bit of an organization panel built into the side right here. There's a pen slot and then a slip pocket where I usually would keep my AirPods. And then a zipper pocket for smaller items as well. And inside I just have a USB cable and a field notes book. And so I like that this was like positioned up at the top, making it a little bit easier to get smaller items and make sure they don't get lost in the void. And then along the back panel, this laptop sleeve has hook and loop closure to kind of secure everything down and make sure nothing falls out or slips around. And inside I have a 16-inch MacBook Pro. The pocket is like rated at being able to accommodate a 15-inch laptop, but I found no issue with my 16-inch laptop. So something to keep in mind. And then this sleeve doesn't have any like felt lining or anything like that, but it is minimally padded for protection, and it's slightly lifted as well. So that's nice. And then the rest, like I said, is just like a nice spacious area. I found that this works really well with kits. That's kind of like my main method of packing, like my preference basically. Or sometimes I would just kind of throw some clothes in here for like a weekend trip. It wasn't enough for me specifically, but then again, I tend to overpack. So just something to keep in mind. So there you have it, the Timbuk2 Foundry Pack. Thanks for keeping it here at Pack Hacker, your guide to smarter travel. We'll see you in the next video.